Did you know a mirror once testified in court? Not with words, but with what it showed. In 1923, in a fog-choked town along the Baltic coast, there stood a boarding house that never advertised. People arrived anyway, drawn by rumors, by dreams, by grief. Room 12 was the cheapest, and always empty. The mirror inside it was tall, oval, and foxed with age. Its frame was carved with lilies, funeral lilies, the kind you only notice when it's too late. Locals called it the witness. No one remembered when it arrived, only that it had always been there, even before the house was built, even before the street had a name. The first death was written off as an accident. A traveling pianist, found slumped in a chair, eyes open, fingers frozen mid-chord. His heart had stopped, but his reflection hadn't. Guests swore that after the body was removed, the mirror still showed him sitting there, breathing, blinking, waiting. The police laughed, until they didn't, because a week later, the maid refused to clean room 12. She said the mirror was practicing faces. Her face, the pianist's face, faces she didn't recognize yet. She quit that morning. By nightfall, she was dead. This time, the police sealed the room. They photographed everything. The bed, the chair, the mirror. When the film was developed, something was wrong. The room was empty, but the mirror wasn't. Inside it stood a man no one could identify. He wore old clothes, out of fashion by decades, and he was smiling. The boarding house owner was questioned, then arrested, not for murder, but for lying. He admitted the mirror had been there when he bought the property. He admitted people behaved strangely around it. He admitted he had tried to sell it. No one would take it. Collectors said it made them nauseous. Antique dealers said it whispered prices at night. A priest refused to bless it. And then came the ledger, hidden beneath the floorboards of room 12. Investigators found a book, a guest ledger, but not names. Descriptions: man with shaking hands, woman who smells of river water, boy who hasn't slept in weeks. Each entry ended the same way. Scene. Dates followed. Every date matched a death in the town, going back nearly a century. The mirror wasn't predicting deaths. It was recording them. And then it stopped. No new entries. No more reflections. Until the trial. The owner claimed innocence. Said the mirror was cursed. Said it fed on attention. Said the deaths follow belief. The judge ordered the mirror brought into the courtroom. That was the moment everything changed. As the cloth was pulled away, witnesses gasped. Not because of what they saw, but because of what they didn't. The mirror showed the courtroom empty. No judge. No jury. No accused, just one figure standing where the owner should have been. He was older, thinner, and terrified. He began to scream. Not the man in the room, the man in the mirror. He banged on the glass, mouthed words no one could hear. His reflection aged in seconds, wrinkles blooming like bruises. Then he vanished. The real man collapsed, dead before he hit the floor. The mirror was declared evidence, then declared dangerous, then declared impossible. Officially, it was destroyed. Unofficially, it was shipped, crated, unmarked. Records show it passed through 3 ports, 2 warehouses, 1 private collection. Every location later reported deaths. Every report mentioned reflections that moved too slowly or smiled too late. In 1978, a university researcher tracked the mirror to a manor in the countryside. He planned to prove mass hysteria, to expose a hoax. He lived alone with it for 6 nights. On the 7th, he called his sister, said he had finally understood. It doesn't trap people, he whispered. It replaces them. The call cut out. When police arrived, the manor was empty. No sign of struggle, no body, only the mirror. Inside it stood the researcher, older, silent. His eyes followed the officers as they backed away. The mirror disappeared again. Some say it feeds on witnesses. Others say it's a window, or a door that only opens one way. But here's the part no one likes to talk about. Every time the mirror resurfaces, it's slightly clearer, less cracked, more polished, as if it's learning. And somewhere, right now, there's a mirror you avoid, because your reflection feels delayed, because it doesn't blink when you do. Maybe it's just old glass, or maybe it's waiting. Because mirrors don't forget faces, and they never stop watching.